Welcome to your Season 16 Blaseball weather update. This is the Earlseason forecast. Warning: this video contains forbidden knowledge. Stop watching now if you do not wish to access hidden information. This video would not have been possible without the work of the Society for Internet Blaseball Research. With salmon settling in, we look to what Season 16 brings for the teams. Whilst flooding is still the dominant weather in the Earlseason, it is no longer the runaway majority, so there will be more variety to spice things up. Hawaii hosts 9 home games and sees an equal likelihood of salmon and sun too, with each covering 2 games. Tokyo only hosts 6 home games, and 1/3 each of these will be in sun too, flooding, and salmon. Seattle will be hosting 15 home games, and half of those will be in salmon weather, boasting the highest amount of salmon in the Earlseason. Down the coast in San Francisco, the Lovers host 21 home games, and 1/3 of those will be in flooding weather. They will see not only the joint highest amount of flooding in the ILB, but will also be the only team to play under every weather at home. In their 15 home games, the Tacos will see an equal chance of eclipse and sun too, with the only other repeating weather being feedback. Fans of the Mechanics will be pleased to hear that your weather reporter has finally worked out where they are actually based. So at the Pillars, flooding is the highest chance weather, but they will also have the highest amount of birds seen in the Earlseason. Yellowstone hosts 12 home games and will see a quarter each played under feedback or salmon. The national park will in fact see the most feedback of any stadium. In Charleston, the Shoe Thieves play just 3 home games in the Earlseason and will play 1 each under peanuts, feedback, and salmon. The Hellmouth sees an equal chance of black holes or flooding at their home games, with 3 each. Sun too and Reverb are the only other repeat weathers across 15 games. Breckenridge will play host to 12 home games, where they will see 5 played in salmon weather and 4 in flooding. The remaining games all see different weathers. Dallas has the highest likelihood of salmon in their 9 home games, but they will also see 2 black holes. Houston hosts 12 games, and 1/3 of those will be played in flooding weather. Add 2 in solar eclipse, while the rest each see a different weather. The Wild Wings will also play 1/3 of their home games in flooding weather, but doubles up on salmon and sun too during the remainder. Kansas City hosts 12 home games and plays 5 of these in flooding. The Breath Mints will see 2 coffee games, but the rest have different weathers. In Chicago, they will see the highest chance of black holes in the ILB, with 4 of their 15 home games in this weather. Flooding and salmon are a close second. Ohio hosts 9 home games and plays 1/3 of these in flooding. They will see repeats of solar eclipse and black hole across the rest. Halifax sees the joint highest amount of flooding in the Earlseason and play 1/3 of their home games getting moist. The rest of the 21 games will see a variety, playing in 2/3 of available weathers. Boston hosts 18 home games and will see an equally high chance of salmon and sun too, seeing the most sun too games in the ILB, with 5 games in that weather. New York has a high likelihood of both salmon and flooding, and will also see the most occurrences of peanut weather in the Earlseason, with 3 games. Philadelphia hosts 9 home games and plays 1/3 of them in reverb weather, which will be the highest of the Earlseason. Meanwhile, Baltimore will see an equal chance of sun too and coffee too, hosting the most coffee too games of any team. With only 2 games each of these weathers, there are no other repeats across the remaining games. Atlantis hosts 9 home games, and the only weather the Georgias will see more than once is salmon, meaning they will see 2/3 of possible weathers during the Earlseason. Miami has an equal chance of solar eclipse or salmon. They will see both the most blood rain games of the ILB, but also the most solar eclipse games, with 6 incidences of this weather. Hades hosts 18 home games and will see an equal chance of salmon or solar eclipse across these. the Tigers will miss out on only 4 weathers at their stadium. What does this forecast mean for the snack economy? With 4 times as many solar eclipses in the Earlseason as compared to season 15, Sundays are back on the map. Flooding has halved its appearances, meaning slushies may not be the moneymaker they were previously. And with 34 Sun 2 games and 29 black holes, donuts and wet pretzels may give some tasty payouts. I'll be back with your season 16 mid-season forecast tomorrow, but until then, rejoice, play ball.